Yo, what's good guys? Welcome to the video. Today we're talking about getting diamond snipers in Cold War the easy way. This is just a stepping stone to get dark matter. So if you guys are here for the mastery camo, you're in the right place. I'm not a full-time sniper, but I've got some tips and tricks to get these guns gold ASAP. I'm going to include the best class setups, what to play, where to position yourself in the maps as well. I will reply to every comment on this video that includes an emoji, just for a bit of fun. If you enjoyed the video, of course, drop a like, that'd be great. And of course, subscribe for more. Let's get right into this guide now. So right off the bat, there are two very important things you need to address before going into getting the guns gold. Now, of course, we can all just jump into multiplayer and start shooting, but my strong suggestion is to address one thing, which is to level the weapons first. You may have heard me say this before in previous videos. There's a link in the description on how to do so in Plunder. Just do as many supply runs as you can holding the weapon. Trust me, getting a sniper all the way to the top level, unlocking all the attachments, and more importantly, the camo challenges, all before you even step foot in the multiplayer, is going to make this whole process so much easier for you, especially if you consider yourself a little bit newer to sniping. The second thing you want to address is finding your sensitivity to aid you snapping onto the target. You can become a quick scoper. You can by finding the sensitivity that's right for you right now. So it's quite easily done. Custom game in Nuketown against bots in free-for-all. If you go into the settings here, you can adjust them. Here on mine, you can actually press square on the PlayStation or X on the Xbox, and this will give you a chance to type in the exact value. You don't need to go up in tens, you can type in the exact value. I would slowly reduce it or increase it until you are snapping onto the target. So if you're overshooting, you're aiming too far to one side, you can of course reduce this ADS sensitivity to make it right and instinctively for you. When you have this just right, you're now ready to take these settings into the multiplayer and start going for this gold gun. So which of the three snipers do you start with? I would recommend the Tundra. Start with the easiest one of the three. This is only just better than the Pellington. It's a lot more powerful and more forgiving. Very comparable to the HDR should you have played much of the Warzone. There will be a class for the Tundra at the end of the video, much like the M82. You want to tackle that one second. It's a very frustrating weapon and you probably hear because of that. I'm going to cover how to best handle that weapon as well in a moment. And lastly, finish with a Pellington. Classes for all three will be at the end of the video. Should Treyarch release a fourth sniper in the form of DLC, you could get that gold instead of the M82, which would be great, and it will still count towards diamond. You only need 3 snipers gold to get diamond. Oh, what's this? Midway through editing this video, I noticed the mid-season 2 sniper rifle being dropped, known as the ZRG sniper rifle. Very limited details on what this weapon's like, but of course this does feature in the sniper class. If you wanted to get this gold instead of the M82, I fully welcome you to it. Of course, subscribe for more as there will be a full class setup on this weapon when it finally drops. Back to the video. So having all of the camo challenges unlocked all at the start is great news. You can work towards all of them all at the same time. So how do you complete these challenges as quick as possible? Having all of them unlocked together means you can unlock them in a combination. So you can do 2 or 3 at once with just one bullet, which is so good. Most of these can be carried out on Nuketown, except for Longshots, which I would recommend playing a little bit of combined arms. But there are a few spots on Nuketown I'll show you in a moment. Each of the sniper rifles all share the same challenges, so what I'll show you now is applicable to every one of the weapons. 200 eliminations and 50 headshots, quite straightforward and actually quite low comparably to the other primary weapons. If you're playing Nuketown, an average of 15 kills a game, that should take you around 3.5 hours, including the loading and whatnot. So about 3.5 hours to complete these first 2. As you do that, the other set of challenges should automatically complete as well. You should be aiming high anyway. The upper chest is where you want to be aiming on any of your enemies because that's always going to be a one-shot kill unless they're using armor. But of course, headshots is always a one-shot kill. Aim high. Of course, adjust your sensitivity. Mine is slightly adjusted so my vertical is lower than my horizontal. This means if I've got the gun on target, only a quick flick and I can aim slightly higher to get those headshots. Next up is your favourite challenge, the one you're probably on this video for, and that is to get 5 kills in a row without dying. Really good news is you can get kills with other weapons, kills with equipment and kill streaks in that life. As long as you get 5 kills with the sniper rifle, you are actually working towards this challenge as well. Example, you can get 3 kills with your sniper, flip to a pistol, get a couple of kills, then go back to the sniper and get another 2. That's 5 kills with the sniper rifle, and therefore it will work towards this camouflage. So how do you consistently get 5 kills without dying with a sniper in Black Ops Cold War? I did most of mine on Nuketown. There's a good spot in the garage staring from corner to corner, or you can do it from the window to window. Now, after a while, these people that you kill are going to watch the kill cam, know where you are, and you'll be receiving some grenades and maybe sniper rifles back at you. Be careful, of course, you want to keep moving from window to window when you can. Playing the larger maps like Combined Arms or Miami, although slow, you're pretty well protected if you stand back and just stare at one of the spawn points across the map, especially on Armada. There's this big boat in the middle there, just stare at one of the sides, you're going to get those kills eventually. Maybe an idea to buddy up with someone, have them stick by you when you're on a 3 or a 4 kill streak. Just make sure you don't get rushed via submachine guns. Just let them know you're on a challenge and they'll be there to support you. When you're more confident, you've got a bit more accuracy with the quick scopes, go back to Nuketown. I feel that upstairs from window to window, on the back balcony looking over the B flag, and even shooting straight through the middle tanker, you'll get quite a few kills from these places, enough to get a 5 kill streaks. Just make sure you're swapping weapons, picking up submachine guns to make sure you clear off enemies that are close quarters. Maybe you want to buddy up with someone again, like I say, make sure they know you're doing this challenge so they can support you when rushing or when there's a spawn flip. They can tell you about this, because when there's a sniper on Nuketown, spawn flips are literally going to end your streak every single time. Melee attacks with sniper rifles do count towards this 5 kill streak. If you're playing a lot of Nuketown, you're going to get players run up and down those stairs a lot. It takes 2 punches to down someone. But if they've run across the map, there's a very good chance they've taken a few bullets, they're a little bit wounded as they run up the stairs. It's just 1 punch, and you've taken them down, you've kept yourself protected. Don't go for the quick scope, but instead the melee attack. That will keep you on your 5 kill streak, and away you go. Talking of punches, there is a game mode known as the Sniper Only Mosh Pit. This limited time playlist has only got sniper rifles in it. If you want to make some enemies in a lobby, run around punching enemies inside this game mode. It's quite difficult to get all 5 in one life. Maybe get a few sniper shots, get in their spawn and give them a few punches. Of course, it is still 2-shot melee. But, of course, you can turn this 3 kill streak into a 5 just by a few punches as well. I actually don't recommend playing this playlist to get the 5 kill streaks. If you're up against a lot of good snipers, most of them play in just here, you're going to find it quite difficult to go on the 5 streak against players in here. But you may find yourself get some cool clips, maybe some long shots, and certainly get lots of sniper kills nice and easy. This 5 kill streak challenge is the one you want to address first. It's the same for all primary weapons. I would always suggest you try and get the 5 kills in a row first, then tackle the rest of the other challenges where you can take your time. It doesn't matter if you die, just get into a position where those kills are a little bit easier to get. But the 5 in a row is very challenging and quite frustrating, but at the end of it, I guarantee you'll be a much better sniper. If you're a Warzone player, this is great training to take into the Warzone, where now you're going to be a superstar sniper for your squad. Long shots have to be 51 meters away. If you're not too sure if the spot you are in, press left on your D-pad and you'll make a little marker happen on the map. If it's 51 meters or further, that will be a long shot. You need 50 with the snipers. Most of the time the bullet drop on each of the weapons is quite severe, so you want to aim slightly higher than you'd expect and try your best to get those headshots. Here's a great one on Nuketown on the left hand side, laying down in the reeds. Or if you're going to be on top of the balcony looking over the B flag, they often spawn there, they peek around the corner. It's another great long shot spot. Lastly, inside this garage, hanging about by the trash can, lay down, of course, from spawn to spawn. That's a really good one. You quite commonly get multiple kills in a row from this position here. You're really hard to see and you're even harder to hit. So all the classes I'm about to show you have very accurate ADS and they have very little movement on the crosshair. So this challenge of holding your breath is more about remembering to do it than having to. Now, 50 is not very many. If you're going to play Armada and other combined arms maps, even if you're going to play Dirty Bomb, you're going to need to hold your breath because of the distance the enemies are going to be. Nuketown, you very rarely have to do so. Just hold your breath, 50. When you see Cherry Blossom pop up, you know you've done your job. Don't be tempted to play hardcore at all for the snipers. None of them, not even the M82. The one-shot, one-kill medals will happen naturally over time. They won't be the last challenge you unlock, if that makes sense. So this will happen by itself. Just aim high. Above the chest here, there's a little screenshot of where you should be aiming. Hitting them at all is a good thing, but of course headshots are the best thing. And lastly, the rapid kills. 2 or more enemies rapidly 25 times. So you've got to do that quite a lot as well. This will happen organically just by playing the game normally on Nuketown. After an airstrike has gone off or there's a helicopter up, players will respawn in clumps and you can just spam down around the right hand side or the left hand side or window to window, and eventually you're going to hit this without even realizing. Don't worry. So let's finally move on to the classes. So this is what I'll be taking into each of the gunfights. First of all, the score streak wise, spy plane, counter spy plane, and if you're playing Nuketown, I would suggest the air patrol. The last thing you want is when you're on a bit of a streak and there's a helicopter coming in. Of course, you don't want that when there's loads of UAVs or they get a harp. You don't want that. It's going to completely slow you down. So we're going to use the air patrol. Or if you want to be a bit more aggressive, the artillery strike. I really like that as well. That can slow people down getting their streaks too. So now on to the actual weapon classes. Let's start with the Tundra. The bottom half of the class, everything except for the primary weapon, is the same for all three sniper rifles. Having a decent secondary in case the spawns do flip or somebody does rush up the stairs. A silenced shotgun would be really useful. You don't want to draw attention to yourself. The stun grenade and the Semtex, just personal preference, with the field mic being another really important thing. Just to understand when spawns do flip, you do need to move. Because if you're on a 3 or 4 kill streak, the last thing you need is the spawns to flip because you will not be getting any more sniper kills from that point. And same down here in the perks, flak jacket is obviously for the grenades. And forward intel, really important forward intel for Nuketown. Not only can you see more of the minimap, you will see a little red dot when they spawn. And should that little red dot be behind you, you know you need to start moving. Middle perks, going for scavenger. I do shoot a lot of extra bullets for no need. Through the walls, trying to get wall bangs. The odd headshot here and there does add up. And at the bottom there, gearhead as well. We earn our field mic twice as fast. There isn't so many perks in the blue here that actually make sense to use, so they're the best two for me. Spy planes are very prevalent on Nuketown, so Ghost is a must, and Spycraft because there are lots of pizza grenades. If you spawn flip, you're likely to run into the house and get killed by a gas grenade or the pizza grenade, and of course, unlucky you. Of course, it helps you keep off of enemy field mics as well. So let's move on to the actual attachments on the Tundra. If you're newer to sniping, you're going to want to use the sound moderator, keeping you off of the minimap, giving you a second, maybe a third shot before they turn around to see you shooting at them. Start with the muzzle, there's no downside apart from a small amount of bullet velocity. If we're playing a lot of Nuketown, that's not a downside, you will not see the effect of that. Next is the Tiger Team Barrel. This is a must. This increases your damage. It basically improves the one-shot potential of the Tundra all the way down to the hands, down to the lower chest, and the hands as well, and the head. The whole thing is a one-shot kill. Really, really important barrel there. Quite OP, to be fair. It does affect your starting ammo and starting capacity, but it does improve your ability to get one-shot kills. Sticking with the Tiger theme is the Tiger Team Spotlight. This is an improved reveal distance by 40%. This means, of course, you can see players even partly through smoke round the corner of walls, whether they peek their head a little bit, then tuck away. This improves that little red dot above their head. Really is important and great for Nuketown for the distance in which your gunfights will happen. Next is the handle known as the Airborne Elastic Wrap. This has one feature which is really important, is the aim while going prone. I really enjoy this when I'm getting shot at. I need to lay down to get healed. I'm in the window a lot when going for these 5 kill streaks. If you get hurt, you lay flat, you're less likely to be shot again. Of course, you're going to stand up again while aiming down sight. Really does help keep the gun on target as well. Last attachment for the sniper is, my favourite, is the stock 50% aim movement speed. This means that you can adjust your aim very accurately with this additional movement speed. So while you're aiming down sight, they call it hard scoping. It doesn't matter if it leads to a gold gun at the end of the day. If you're aiming down sight, you can step left and right a lot faster, moving your gun more on target. I really do recommend you use this exact stock on your weapon to improve that. If you're newer to sniping, trust me, this is going to make a huge difference. It's probably the most important attachment in the list right now. This, and without it, is a completely different weapon. Next up, the attachments for the M82, everyone's favourite weapon. Optic-wise, you are going to use an optic on this occasion, the 3x scope. The actual standard scope on the M82 is so dark around the edges you can't see when players are coming in and out. It has a lot of visual recoil. Not a lot of actual recoil, just visual. So just what you see is affected. So reduce that by using a 3x scope. Using a muzzle, the sound suppressor, 100% suppression with the sound moderator. Under barrel, the bipod. This does affect the amount of recoil, it keeps your gun on target a lot easier. The rest of the attachments in this category don't really do a great deal, except for the bipod, in my opinion. It only starts with 5 bullets, so increasing that to 7 is a nice upgrade because you've got an extra 2 or 3 bullets to shoot through walls, maybe get the final few kills on a player. And lastly, the Raider stock. This Raider pad is a really important stock. Again, increases your movement speed, allowing you to move the gun on target. You're a lot more accurate with your left analog stick than you are with your right analog stick. The M82 really does deserve its own video, being it's such a bizarre weapon. It's in between marksman rifle and sniper. Just trust that your headshots will always take them down. If you have to do follow-up shots, just pull the right analog stick a bit lower so you then start aiming at the body. The visual recoil is so great, but the actual recoil is quite low, so if you don't hit them with the first shot, just continue pressing R1 and eventually pulling downwards and you'll take them out. And here we have the Pellington. This is a really fun weapon after getting through the M82. Once you're at this point, congratulations, the rest of it is a little bit easier. Again, on the optic, we're going to go for the standard, then down for the muzzle, the sound moderator. Scrolling down to the underbarrel, I've decided not to have a body or barrel on here. Most of these barrels actually are quite negatively affecting the weapon. You see here, there's one here called the Tiger Team, adds 20% extra damage. It doesn't reduce the amount of shots it takes to kill anyone. It doesn't really increase the area of one-shot kill ability, so don't need to worry about that. So I've skipped down to the underbarrel. Over here, increasing movement speed once again, so you can move in and out of gunfights a lot easier. Over here, extra ammunition with the 7-round speed mag. Handle, the aim down sight, it's one of the best, simplest ones. Does not have any negativity. That is why I use the speed tape. And lastly, the SAS combat stock, 72% walking movement speed. This allows you to hard scope in and out of surfaces, getting cover in and out, boom, to the head, nice and easy. That's my Pellington class, absolutely love using that. It's very much like the Kar 98. So there we have it, my Season 2 sniper rifle setups, how to get them gold. This video went on a bit longer than I was expecting it to, but there's a lot of detail I wanted to go through, just so everyone can get a little bit better at sniping. Don't forget down below, comment with questions, just include a nice little emoji for fun, and maybe the hashtag love. If you're this far through the video, hashtag love, because I love you, pretty much, for getting this far through this fairly lengthy video. My name is Gabert, I hope you have a great day, and subscribe for more. Of course, drop a like if you did enjoy the video. I hope you guys are doing well. Any questions, reach out to me on Twitter, and maybe we can party up, have a few games online. You take care, bye.